aphids. It's been a funny old season.
Funny old season, Rob. There's frosts and then they stop and it's warm, and we're getting into the high teens, and of course aphid can grow and do grow at above 5.8 degrees, so they're enjoying it, and the warmer it is, the faster they grow and multiply. So yes, there's potentially a problem out there with winter sown wheat and probably autumn sown barley as well.
Yellow dwarf virus.
Yellow dwarf virus, and the levels at the moment being trapped are well above 2005, which was a particularly bad season. And we know by black currants that the chilling days or the chilling weeks are a lot lower than they have been for quite a while, and so that's wonderful conditions for aphids. So farmers really need to get out on some warm afternoons and have a look at quite a few plants, because aphids do come into the crops in patches, not probably a sheltered wind patch. They'll drop into the paddock there. So if you've got a hedge or trees or things like that, and you've got a dominant wind, they're likely to drop in behind those trees. And so that's a good place to start looking. But have a good look and go over quite a bit of the paddock, because they are in patches.
And spray.
And spray. Kill them out. Take them out. Yep.
Right, but we don't know what else is coming, Dennis, but you get into there before.
Yes.
Glyphosate's under the spotlight again.
Yes, Rob. There's been a bit of talk about food residues and residues from glyphosate in food, and certainly if people know how glyphosate is deactivated, it's deactivated by the iron particles in soil. And so effectively, if you were to try and spray Roundup in water that say came out of a water race or something like that and was a bit milky, it has soil particles in it, and so it's well known that it doesn't work very well at all because it's deactivated. So basically this is why Roundup doesn't have residues in the soil. So I don't know where the residues in food are coming from. I think some of that's been dropped. There was talk in Europe, and they've said, well, the European farmers can carry on for another 18 months. It's not, the science hasn't been proven. And then there's been the issue about talking about glyphosate causing cancer, and so one state in America actually produces a list of chemicals that are potentially carcinogenic, and Monsanto have taken umbrage to that state, and they're actually taking the state to court and saying this is unfounded, untrue, and glyphosate should not be on that list. So it actually was originally registered as a detergent by Stauffer, so it wasn't actually as a herbicide, the detergent. So
right.
Yes, so that's why Stauffer don't have the ownership of Roundup as a herbicide, because they registered it as a detergent. So it looks like a detergent and it does foam up, but I don't suggest it's probably a very expensive form of detergent. Yeah.
What's FAR up to, the Foundation for Arable Research?
Well, Foundation for Arable Research are advertising for graduates to apply for their sponsorship program, and they've had some very good ones go through the system, and they need a degree in science or ag science or ag commerce to apply, but they offer a competitive salary, and of course those graduates rub shoulders with some of the top agronomists and top researchers, not only in New Zealand, Australia, but around the world. And so it's a fantastic learning experience if you do get their scholarship. So look to FAR to further your knowledge and career.
Absolutely, career.
Yes.
Yeah, indeed. Clubroot.
Yes, Rob. Brassica's it's a bit like sort of take-all in wheat. If you start growing brassicas too closely together, you can get a disease called clubroot, and it looks very much like leprosy in the root system of a brassica. And Syngenta have developed a canola which is clubroot resistant. Well, there's not many brassicas at all in the world that are, but certainly it can stay in the soil for many, many years too. So some brassicas succumb completely to it and don't produce. Others will tolerate it a bit, but if you looked at the root system, it looks like leprosy, and it's shocking. But there's some hope on the horizon that the breeders are doing something.
Got it. And very briefly, you've got a bit of a message for handling seed with kid gloves.
Absolutely. Well, just think of seed. It's an embryo with a coat on the outside of it. So be very, very gentle in how you treat seed, and that includes rolling it, squashing it, bouncing it on hard surfaces, drying it too quickly, getting moisture on it where the seed coat will move in and out, because there's a little embryo in there, and once you've damaged that, your seed will not grow, and because it won't grow, nobody will buy it. So
exactly.
Just think of it as like a baby in the womb. It's an embryo. Look after it.
Exactly. Thank you very much indeed, Dennis.